וניצחון מוחלט ינחית את המכה האנושה על ציר הרשע של איראן, חיזבאללה, חות'ים וכמובן החמאס.
Iron Dome, and we've moved the U.S. carrier fleet to the Eastern Mediterranean, and we're sending more fighter jets there in that region, and made it clear to the Iranians, be careful.
فالجميع يعرف أن المقاومة الفلسطينية لها علاقات واضحة مع الجمهورية الإسلامية في إيران، قائمة على أساس دعم الجمهورية للمقاومة في فلسطين ودعمها لصمود شعبنا الفلسطيني، وهو دعم مقدر ومشكور وعلاقة قائمة على أساس الاحترام المتبادل.
Ever since the Gaza war broke out in October 2023, Iran has been in the global spotlight. This is because most of the players in the conflict are overtly or covertly supported by Iran. From Hamas in Gaza, whose surprise and deadly attack on Israel sparked the latest war, to Hezbollah in Lebanon, who has been launching air attacks on Israel nearly every day in solidarity with Gaza, and the Houthis in Yemen, whose naval blockade in the Red Sea against Israel and America has disrupted global commercial shipping. Not just Gaza, but Iran has even been named in the Ukraine war, with Kyiv claiming that Iran has been supplying advanced weaponry like suicide drones to Russia. Amidst this international scrutiny, elections are happening in Iran. People are voting to choose members of the parliament, but this is not why these elections are so significant. Voters are also choosing members of the Assembly of Experts. This is the body that selects the supreme leader, Iran's ultimate authority and the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. With multiple conflicts raging and Iran at their center or the periphery, would these elections have a bigger impact outside Iran than inside it? More than 61 million of Iran's 87 million population is reportedly eligible to vote. Up for grabs are 285 seats in the 290-member legislature. The rest are reserved for Iran's minority groups. In the running are more than 15,000 candidates. 12% of them are women, even though they reportedly number 30 million in the electorate. Simultaneously, Iranians are voting for the 88-member Assembly of Experts. 144 candidates are in the race for the Assembly of Experts polls. While the parliament has a 4-year term, the Assembly of Experts has an 8-year tenure. These are the first elections being held since huge protests gripped Iran over the death of Mahsa Amini. She was a 22-year-old who died in custody after being arrested for allegedly violating Iran's strict hijab rules. The incident in September 2022 led to months of unrest and turned into a show of rebellion against the all-powerful clergy. The resulting crackdown by the government led to around 500 deaths and 22,000 detentions. Exacerbating the anger was economic distress. Inflation in Iran is reportedly around 50%, and youth joblessness around 20%. Housing costs are skyrocketing. Fuel quotas for motorists are being cut, and even the internet has become costlier. Amid all these challenges, the election process itself is mired in controversy. Critics of the government have questioned the large-scale rejection of candidates contesting the polls. More than 49,000 people had applied to contest the elections, but only 15,000 of them were approved. For the Assembly of Experts election, even former President Hassan Rouhani was rejected. This decision is made by a body called the Guardian Council, whose 12 members are appointed or approved by the Supreme Leader. Even after election, the Parliament and the President are not the ultimate authorities in Iran. Any legislation passed by the Parliament is vetted by the Guardian Council. The President can make decisions on the economy, social and education programs and public projects, but the Supreme Leader has the final say in all major state affairs. The Supreme Leader also controls the armed forces and makes decisions on security, defense and foreign policy. The Supreme Leader is chosen by the Assembly of Experts. It is a body which elects, supervises, and if needed, dismisses the Supreme Leader, although this has never happened so far. The current Supreme Leader, Ali Khamenei, is 84 years old. He has been in the post for over 3 decades. He was appointed in 1989 after the death of Ruhollah Khomeini, the founder of the Islamic Republic. There have been frequent reports of Khamenei's ill health in recent years. In 2014, he underwent a successful prostate cancer operation. Then in 2022, the New York Times reported that Khamenei was gravely ill and had to have emergency surgery at his home for bowel obstruction. Amidst all this, many commentators say that the Assembly of Experts elected now is likely to choose Iran's next supreme leader. Despite the significance of these polls, the hope for a good voter turnout is low. Only 30% of adult Iranians were planning to participate in the election, according to an earlier survey. The last parliamentary election, in 2020, saw the lowest voter turnout since the 1979 Islamic Revolution. The government, led by Khamenei, tried to motivate Iranians to come in large numbers to vote. The supreme leader even linked voter turnout to Iran's foes, America and Israel. Khamenei said that Washington and Tel Aviv are watching the turnout, and if people don't cast votes in large numbers, Iran's enemies will threaten security in one way or another. Irrespective of the turnout, Iran's conservative leaders are expected to tighten their hold on power in these polls. But the real impact of these elections may become apparent only in the next few years, when it might be time to choose a new supreme leader.